Hey, what is going on, Vikings fans? It is Schoolside back again with another Minnesota Vikings video. Today's video, I'm going to be describing to you guys and kind of giving you guys my plan if I was Rick Spielman on how to bolster the trenches. I think this is the most important part of a football team besides the quarterback, and this seems to be the Vikings' weakness last year, but I do think it could be a really quick fix, and that's what I'm going to be describing to you guys today. Anyways, if you guys are new here, please subscribe to the channel. It means a lot. Leave a like on the video down below. Comment. I want to hear what you guys have to think about this because I think the trenches are probably the most important part of the Vikings offseason. Anyways, leave a like on the video. Let's get into it. How do the Vikings improve the trenches? All right, so the trenches. This is where football games are won and lost, in my opinion, like big time football games. Like, obviously you have other factors, but the trenches, listen, in my opinion, the trenches, if you're making a cake, the trenches are the actual cake, and then like the quarterback and all that other stuff, or quarterback and the trenches, they're the cake, and then the receivers, DBs, linebackers, running backs, safeties, all that, I feel like that's the icing. And obviously to win the Super Bowl, you need both that. You need everything there, but you can't go anywhere without building the trenches. So how do they do this? Well, I think starting defensively, I think it's fairly easy. I think Jurrell Casey, he's a free agent. He's a 5-time Pro Bowler. He tore his bicep, I believe it was, last year in Denver. And I really think the Vikings should give him a chance. He's a big physical guy. You could put him next to Michael Pierce. I mean, the run stopping game would be absolutely phenomenal, including Danielle Hunter coming back, and we know how good Eric Kendricks is. You know, I always use this analogy. You know, the way the O-line is to the running back is the same way the D-line is to the linebacker. And I think Eric Kendricks is one of the best linebackers in the league, if not the best. I've seen it on film. It's not me being biased. I think when you really watch him and you watch what he especially did last year before he got hurt, you know, he was just getting picked on by guards. You know, guards were coming at him free because they didn't have Michael Pierce or, for example, Jurrell Casey to eat up blocks. I think if they get Jurrell Casey, another big guy, another big body put in there next to Michael Pierce, it could really help Eric Kendricks really just explode his game, which is kind of what I want. And also, you got guys like Barr and Wilson. It would help them out tremendously. That's what I would do. Sign Jurrell Casey would be my first step. Obviously, you're going to add back Danielle Hunter, Michael Pierce, and let's just say we do get Jurrell Casey. And guys like DJ Wonamy. Forget about a guy like James Lynch, who, yes, he was undersized last year, and that's why he didn't get on the field. However, this is the first time they really have an offseason with the Vikes. And normally they jump from year 1 to year 2 is huge in the NFL, especially with guys in the trenches, like I was saying, because you can get in their weightlifting program, telling you what to eat, how to use your body. And I think James Lynch is the type of guy who he's going to put the work in. And, you know, we forget he had 12.5 sacks last year his senior year at Baylor, and he was a leader of a really good Baylor Bear defense. Then you also got Ifedi and DJ Wonham. I think if we just sign Jurrell Casey and then potentially use a pick on another D lineman, I will really have no problems with rolling out Ifedi, Danielle, Michael Pierce, and Jurrell Casey on that D line, still running the 4-3. Offensively, listen, I think you could go many ways with the O-line. You need to get a left guard. That's plain and simple. I mean, there's no real, I can't BS you guys on, oh, well, we need to do this. We need to go get a stud left. No, it's the left guard position. I would just be so frustrated if they don't at least attempt to fix the left guard. Listen, you're not going to hit on every draft pick. I don't expect them to bring in a guy, and if he doesn't hit, I'll be like, oh, whatever. I just want them to try. I don't expect anything from the left guard position. I don't think fans do either, which is kind of sad, but it's true. Listen, if you could go get Joe Thuney in free agency, yes, that would require probably cutting Rudolph, cutting Anthony Harris, maybe restructuring Reef again. It would take a lot. However, if you could do that and bring in a guy like Joe Thuney, or Brandon Shreve, a guy Cousins is already familiar with, that would not only just solidify the left guard position if they do come here and produce, but also Garrett Bradbury. Bradbury, he's very interesting because Bradbury's game is huge on having guards next to him who can play. And if you had Cleveland in his second year, which I'm very excited for, and you guys should be too, and then you had a guy like Joe Thuney or Brandon Shreve on his left, I think we could see Bradbury be one of the better centers in the NFL. And then our tackles, if we would still roll out with Reef and O'Neal, even though O'Neal kind of took a step back last year, I would still feel very confident in that. And then what I'm saying right now, I didn't even throw any draft picks in there. let's just say we don't get Shreve. Let's just say we don't get Joe Thuney. And we do end up getting Jarrell Casey on the D-line. We could take a guard at 14 and roll that out. Then you would have 2 first-rounders at center and left guard that could really get it done. Listen, I think the trenches are a point of emphasis for the Vikings this offseason, and I think you guys all do too. That's what I would do. Try to go sign both guys in free agency, and if that doesn't work out, you got to go towards a draft. Just make an effort, and I think they will. I expect the Vikings to do this. If they don't, I'll be a little confused. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like on video, comment down below. This has been Skol Side. See you guys next time. Skol Vikes.